In this video, we're going to understand the language of price action. We're going to talk about how price action moves and what are the rules of price action. And straight away, I can see that the structure of this market in front of me is a trend range. I have strong sell-off followed by an equally strong bullish rally. So the net of it is basically zero. And this is indicating to me that this is not a trend day, but this is a trending range day possibly to be forming. Now, since I'm trading a trend range, I need to always identify the extremes because according to trend range rules, you want to buy low and sell high. At the same time, I'm following the pattern rule. Notice I'm drawing these channels because these candles, they're always following some pattern and they are never alone and naked on the chart. For this reason, I'm looking for these channels and notice what is happening right now. We have a break above this channel and we're breaking above the trend channel line. This is what it's called overshoot. Now this is unnatural territory, this is a little bit overbought. An overshoot can lead to a break of a channel or possibly even a reversal. But it's not the only thing that is in favor of the bearish momentum here. There are a couple more clues. The first is the overshoot. The second clue that there's going to be stronger bearish momentum is that you're already at the top of a trend range. In fact, you're coming after a failed breakout. Most breakout trend ranges will fail, right? So we're at the top of a trend range and sellers may start selling at the top of a trend range. And also if I'm going to measure the first leg, notice I have visual two-legged pullback. This is how market moves. These two-legged formations, not with these V-shaped patterns without corrections. There are corrections within, and this is how market moves. For this reason, I'm using this two-legged pullback to look for high probability setups to go long or short, two-legged pullbacks or failed two-legged pullbacks. So we have three factors right now indicating to me that I'm not looking to go long. In fact, I can expect stronger bearish momentum, and for this reason, I'm not drawing my channel tight like this. In fact, I'm expecting stronger correction and I'm drawing it a little bit wider. You can see I'm just going to extend it a little bit because we're getting more confirmation. I'm not really looking to go long, and a strong push down confirming the bearish momentum. And now we have a lower high. We have a new high where I'm going to reset the count. First attempt to go long by the bulls, second attempt to go long failed, and now we have lower high confirmation of this failed second entry long, which advanced trader can open a sell position here. Why? Because of all three clues are indicating reversal. Now, let's say hypothetically you see this uptrend in another scenario where the top of the trend range has not been hit just yet. Imagine this is the top of the trend range and you haven't touched it just yet. I wouldn't go short here because there's a chance for market still creating new high. But because you're already coming after a failed breakout and you're at the top of the trend range, the sellers may be strong here. And since you're inside of this channel, you can expect bearish momentum and market continues working lower. I'm just going to extend it a little bit like this. I'm just playing around with the channels as I'm getting more confirmations. Okay, we have only first entry short. And at this point on, what is the bias? The bias of this market is bearish. We retrace too much of the initial uptrend. So right now I'm paying attention to sell positions and I'm looking for two-legged pullback. I have new low, first entry short, pullback, second entry short. So this right here is the second entry short. But notice how far away we are from the key entry point, from the EMA. This means I cannot take this sell just yet. There can be a pullback, there's a big gap. And notice market is correcting. And now we have double trap. Why this is double trap? Because everybody who went short too early on a second entry short that is far away from EMA just got trapped. And everybody who's going long too quickly against the main trend may get trapped as well. Is this a good setup? It is. I'm going to mark it. It is also visual first leg, pullback, second leg up. So you can see two-legged pullback and this downtrend needs to get new low. I didn't like this setup at the time. Why? Because the bullish bar was too big and there's a little gap between this bullish bar and the EMA. And I used to get trapped on setup like this in the past, but regardless, great signal bar, visually likes two-legged pullback, uptrend has a break and a new high, great setup to take a chance on, and it failed. And notice what is happening again. The EMA keeps holding, new low, first entry short, second entry short, count reset, first entry short, second entry short. So you can enter here, it's a little bit more aggressive, but since the EMA is holding again, and the downtrend needs to get new extreme, you definitely think that the market is going to right now go lower and trap all the bulls because bias is bearish and we need to get new extreme. I was sitting here patiently. I didn't take this setup. I was just sitting on my hands waiting for some nice lower high, which never came, and market created new extreme, which means this downtrend played out and we expect correction or possibly reversal. And the reversal is indicated by this massive push above EMA. Notice the very strong bullish momentum that is right now being indicated on the chart. So remember, I need to always redraw the channels, and this is what I'm doing. I'm just following these channels. You can see there's a reason to price action. Not every single setup is going to work. This was just a little fake out. Very hard to predict. You can only develop gut feeling with experience, but even if you took it, great setup to take a chance on. It's about getting the numbers on your side. Now we have a small break new extreme. Now this looks quite bullish. We haven't touched EMA since we created new high. I'm not really looking to sell. However, I'm just going to pay attention to what the EMA is going to do. And EMA is being completely ignored. So I need to adapt. I'm just going to redraw the brand new downtrend, because right now we have a strong downtrend working lower. Small break, new extreme already. And right now we're just zigzagging. Notice we are in the middle of main trend range. I'm sticking to the tight channels because once you're in a trend range, you're not looking for these super wide channels. And especially if you are already in the middle of this main trend range, just stick to these tight ones. They can really keep you on the right side of the market. You cannot go wrong sticking to the tighter one. You may miss some setups eventually, but it's always better to miss a setup than to be trapped while the market is reversing, because it's very typical in trend ranges to just pivot after V-shaped reversal. And now we have new low, first entry short, pullback, second entry short, horrible second entry short, doji bar, inside bar. You don't want to go short, there's a new low. And notice you have a failed second entry short. Great bullish bar, closing barely above EMA, failed second entry short, high probability setup. And market keeps strongly pushing above EMA. And look at the strong bullish momentum. So at this point on, I can see that I have first two swings that allow me to draw possible wider channel, or if I'm really sticking to the tight one, I can redraw a channel like this. No problem either way. In both cases, this uptrend needs to get new high, or this channel. Okay, this channel is definitely confirmed now because it's getting confirmation. First two swings set up the trend line, third swing confirmation. Notice, move down, move up, move down. So you're coming off the bottom, so there's a chance that the prices will go up. Again, zigzagging in trend ranges, following the shortened patterns. I have first entry long, pullback, second entry long. And not only that, I have new low, first entry short, second entry short failure, count reset, first entry short, pullback, second entry short failure. So these are two high probability setups in one, and two key entry points are holding this channel and the EMA. So this is a two-legged pullback, second entry long with the direction of the shortened trend, and it's at two key entry points. We are interested in taking two-legged pullbacks with the trend at two key entry points. So great high probability setup. Notice I'm not interested in buying these first entries because I don't know when it's going to reverse. How do I know that it's going to make this last push before reversing? The market keeps working higher. And you have new high, first entry long, second entry long. But notice what's wrong here. Notice how far away it is from the EMA. The same thing, we skipped this second entry short because it is so far away from EMA. There's a gap. You already know what can happen. There can be a pullback. So the same thing here. It's not at the key entry point. There can be a pullback. Not every second entry is created equal. This one, much closer to key entry point. This one, not even tail is touching it, let alone the body. Definitely not the great setup. You can see what can happen if you're just patient. Now that I see that the prices are offering me this sloping price action, I'm going to redraw the channel. I can't really go long. Downtrend, horrible signal bar, just too big. Can't really go short because this uptrend needs to get new extreme. I just need to wait here. Okay. You have a break, new extreme, and you have a big high low. Okay. So right now we're confirming the fact that this uptrend is going to get new extreme because that trend played out. All right. So what am I expecting? A failed second entry short above EMA. Can we get a trap? Bearish trap? We cannot. And we have massive push to new extreme. Okay. So this uptrend reached new extreme. By the way, you can draw a channel like this, but generally you don't want to be drawing these channels for the finishing leg to new extreme because you can be drawing channel indefinitely. So make sure once you have a break and a new high, this uptrend played out and I'm no longer looking to go long. All right, so just going to delete it. And also notice what's happening. we are bouncing off the highs of this trend range. So once again, buy low, sell high, and we're at the top of a trend range. So what's most likely going to happen? Sellers are going to place their short positions at the top of this trend range. There's a reason to price action. It's easy to identify this key level. For this reason, don't get lured into buying, but you can see there is no setup regardless, and there's not even a short setup because this is just one steep leg down without good filled second entry long. It's forming too far down, too far from EMA. You will break new low. Okay, and what do you do in this situation? Because you may be thinking, okay, Thomas, we're bouncing off the trend range. Am I looking for wider pattern and second entry short to continue lower? Or what am I doing? Well, if you're playing trend ranges, you generally have two factors to pay attention to. You either, or basically you have to identify the key levels, which we have. The second, you're paying attention to imbalances. And notice what's happening here. Each new low is higher than the previous one, which indicates some form of a bullish imbalance. So after we have such a big, massive spike down, we're not really expecting to get short opportunity here because we have bullish imbalance in this trend range. Okay, if you're unsure what to do in this situation, because it can be rather confusing sometimes, just pay attention what the EMA is going to do. If EMA is going to hold a lot, then you may extend the wider channel. If EMA is going to reject like this, okay, there's a clear break, clear new extreme. I'm just going to follow this short-term uptrend. We have a high low above EMA, confirming that actually this is not the second entry long here, this is third entry long. But either way, the momentum is great, but the body is so far away from EMA. Not much room to these highs, you know, not the greatest setup. It worked, but you know, we don't really want to cherry pick. I don't think this setup is that great. The momentum is good here because you're bouncing in the bullish imbalance. Okay, what do we do here? Sometimes traders are thinking they need to look for setup in every single scenario on the market, but that's not the case. The market offers you a lot of opportunities, but at the same time, you need to be patient and you need to wait for market to unfold what you are trained to do and unfold the high probability setup that you are taking according to rules. And now we have a situation where basically neither scenario is good. I cannot go long because I'm right now breaking the trend range. So most breakouts of trend ranges may fail, right, according to rules. So I don't want to really buy because I'm at the top of the range. At the same time, I cannot sell because I have bullish imbalance and I don't know how many pushes higher I'm going to make. This uptrend is in play, so I'm not really going to go long. I'm at the top of the trend range. I'm not really selling. This is a situation where I'm just letting the price action do its thing. Why overcomplicate it when it's so easy to make case for two sides? Okay, we break new high, strong bearish bar, and now you're finally reversing down. Okay. So at this point on, it's getting obvious. We are coming back into this trend range. Most breakouts will fail, according to rules. Strong bearish push down. We are expecting for market to go lower, but there is no good setup. We have a break new low. Am I expecting some now reversal? I'm not. Even though I have a break new low, I expect for market to go all the way down. Remember, most breakouts will fail. So I expect for this breakout to fail and a new downtrend to start. So I expect wide downtrend, but I don't have any other earlier swing right here to help me predetermine that this is going to be the key entry point. This is just allowing me to set up the key entry point. How do I know that this is valid when I'm watching this live? It's just getting confirmed. You know, tempting setup. You probably feel it's going to push lower, but you know, no tangible way for us to really catch it. Okay, I'm just going to extend it a little bit like this. Okay, we're pushing lower. Okay, right now we're correcting. So I'm going to zoom back. Notice what is happening in this trend range. This one sole little bottom doesn't have any confirmation. In fact, I can see that the bottom of the trend range has been established a little bit higher. So if I'm just going to drag a little bit higher, I can see it's getting confirmed here, here and here, here, and now it's getting confirmed here. So it's okay to adjust as you see multiple confirmations here. So the range bottom is a little bit higher. However, This downtrend still needs to get new extreme because it was quite a substantial move down. So I'm looking for second entry short. Can I get a second entry short? First entry short, pullback, second entry short, but two-legged pullback is above EMA. I need to see EMA rejecting prices, confirming bearish momentum. It's above EMA, I'm not interested. Can I get lower high? I cannot. In fact, I just get sideways momentum. Notice how EMA suddenly flattened. It's no longer pointing down. It's going completely flat, and also it's in the middle of these bars. So this is congestion, so I cannot take any setup. So I'm just respecting the neutral bias. I have a new high, first entry long, second entry long failure. Can I get a failed second entry long expecting new low? I cannot. Big push above EMA, back into this mess. You know, this is pretty much indecision. I cannot go long because downtrend is new low, but at the same time, I can see that the bulls are quite strong. EMA was supposed to reject all the bullish pressure if the downtrend is going to get new low. It's not happening. Bullish momentum is too strong, but at the same time, look at this downtrend. It needs to get new low. So very unclear here. I'm just being patient. Notice lower high, confirmation of second entry short. Push too far down, but you're back into the support. And in trading ranges, you want to buy low, not sell low. So I can't really sell this. Very tempting, the signal bar. Unfortunately, it's very tempting here, but we can't really sell because I'm back in this mess. And once I'm trading this mess, I really need to be patient here. Very tempting, but I don't see any setup. Just too stacked, too slow. You're basically making case for both sides. And once you're making case for both sides, you know you're in trouble. You always want to lean more towards one side. There is even a potential wider channel like this. But even this channel has a break new high now. We have another lower high. This one is a little bit higher than this, but still middle of range. I wanted to form higher. Range has now moved. You know, this one worked, but nothing clean here. You expect new low, but it's still a bit too bullish. You really want to see in this situation some great traps, some last attempt to get trapped, but nothing is happening. Okay, you're reversing now. I cannot fade the breakout of this trend range because we have an uptrend in play, but at the same time, I cannot go long here because we just broke this smaller trend range. We may push lower. This uptrend is a break new high. If anything, once I see new high, first entry long, second entry long failure, I'm expecting to get lower high. This uptrend doesn't have new high, yes, but I'm more expecting for prices to go to the bottom of this trend range. Can we get lower high? We can't, and notice market is even pushing to the upside strongly. So we actually had the visual two-legged pullback, and we had double trap right here. At this point on, this is nice high-low confirming the visual two-legged pullback, but the signal bar was bearish. Double bar is quite big, but you wouldn't get filled here. I mean, not a bad setup here. Had this been one bullish bar, would have been much better. A little bit aggressive, but not a bad setup now that I'm looking at a visual two-legged pullback, and you're back above EMA. Notice how EMA is holding and confirming this visual two-legged pullback. Uptrend now has a break new high. When I was watching this, I was even contemplating looking for wider pattern like this, which was never confirmed. But we can see that this is mainly first leg up here, pullback, second leg up. So that's important to pay attention. Visual two-legged pullback. I'm just going to redraw the downtrend. New high, first entry long, second entry long failure. But we're above EMA. I can't really sell. We're hugging the EMA. Okay, I'm just going to extend here, and notice the trend line is not getting confirmed, and you're still below EMA, and you're inside of this downtrend. And notice now, new high, first entry long, second entry long failure, count reset, first entry long, second entry long failure. After visual two-legged pullback played out, new extreme was formed. This is a great failed second entry long, high probability setup, because you're getting now confirmation of the EMA of this channel. Great signal bar, and is a failed second entry long after two-legged pullback. You know, great high probability setup. So you can see you just need to sit here for market to offer you great setup. You're expecting second entry short, just a first entry short, and market created new extreme. Okay, so if I'm going to zoom back, I can see that we are bouncing at the bottom of the trend range again. For that reason, I'm going to draw my trend line a little bit tighter, excuse me, a little bit wider like this. We have a new low, first entry short, second entry short failure, far from EMA, bearish bar. I can't take this, failed second entry short. Micro double top, recess the count, first entry long. But I have overshoot, and also this move down was quite strong. And there is a chance that this downtrend may be valid. It's not really fully confirmed here. It's not confirmed at the bottom, but notice how strong this move down was. So if anything, I'm thinking still more bearish. There's still more bearish bias because we didn't really manage to push to the top of this trend range. So I don't really want to go long here. In fact, once I see lower high, I'm expecting filled second entry long. Can we get a filled second entry long? We cannot. Now you're back above EMA, bullish bar. Once you push back above EMA, in fact, I'm expecting to get new high of this bullish uptrend. Okay. Okay. New high was made, first leg up, pullback, second leg up. So visual two-leg up pullback played out, just like here, visual two-leg up pullback played out. I have new high, first entry long, pullback, second entry long. I'm expecting second entry long because there's a bearish bias. Uptrend played out with the break new high. I'm not looking for wider pattern, why I'm in trading ranges. Break new high, and this is a felt second entry long. I almost took it. I just didn't like the way it formed. I wanted to see bearish bar closing a little bit below this congestion because you can see EMA getting flat here, a little bit congestive. Shame it didn't give us better signal bar, something like this here. But you know, context is so good here. I think it's worth taking a little bit risk here. You can see break, new extreme, and we have first leg down, second leg down. New low, first entry short, second entry short. And now we have two-legged pullback. But we have visual two-legged pullback down. We're bouncing off the support again. The body is not quite at the EMA. Uptrend to break new high though. Tempting setup. I believe it is better to wait here even though it worked. Because the body is not fully to EMA. You have two visual legs down and you're bouncing off the support again. There's a chance that the market will reverse. And notice market is eventually reversing finally. And now even this potential downtrend has a break new low. But I believe, yeah, now it's too late. You can see we started the day with a big bullish spike, a little bit of a bullish imbalance, and then we had a big bearish spike and a little bit of a bearish imbalance. So overall, trading range structure, notice at the top, very predictable, at the bottom, very predictable. However, when trading range is so large that trends are strong on their own within the trading range, you generally don't want to be buying blindly or selling blindly. You generally want to do that in medium ranges because once it's too large, you never know how many pushes, lower micro pushes there's going to be. It's always better to wait for the confirmation setups or the reversal patterns.